Ready?
Sure. I don't know
All
what
right.
Mike's doing.
I was looking at my game.
Yeah, you look pretty intense, Mike.
I am intense,
You are.
for sure. Did I really look intense?
You did. You did.
Yeah, this is serious stuff I got going on over here.
Yeah. You looked like I did at the first play of the game in the championships, and then I was not looking like that anymore. I needed to rest my players more the week before. They were too tired.
Let's not talk about fantasy football anymore.
Mike's upset because I beat him.
I
And then
clearly
lost the championship.
Yeah, Jeff lost the championship, but
By
he
a
didn't get there.
I got murdered in the championship. Like, I think my players decided to like take a nap on the field.
It happens.
Whenever I answer the phone, I'm like, hello.
What pissed you off?
It's a great argument to have.
I love my mom, but I think she's half crazy for doing that.
How dare you?
Do you work with your girlfriend, Mark, or your wife? Mark?
I keep them separated. Sometimes I call people, they don't answer the phone. I'm like,
Wrong number. Click.
Well, he's not that smart. Sometimes he sounds like he knows what he's doing.
yeah.
Go.
But therefore, you're an ass, and I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, but what do we know?
Okay, welcome everyone. This is What Do We Know? I'm Mark.
I'm Jeff.
And I'm Mike.
Okay. Mike, why don't you start us off? Trying to force it on you.
Mark's like the raper of this podcast. He's just trying to force it on you when you don't want it.
Are you sure you want me to start it off? Because I feel like mine are going to be the headliners.
Oh wow, he's
I'm confident.
And just so you guys know, I'm along for the ride. So
We're going to
Okay.
play Would You Rather is what we're doing today.
Okay.
So Mike has apparently been spending a lot of time getting some elaborate, ridiculous would you rathers ready for Mark and I, which we're excited about. Mark has also put some together himself, but Mike seems to think that his are going to be better. So I'm waiting. I'm just waiting. I'm sitting in the sidelines waiting to see how this thing turns out.
So when I mean by some, I mean by one.
Let's,
Oh,
I
so
see.
so my first question before I even started is: have you seen the movie Idiocracy?
Idiocracy? Come on, Mark.
Man.
Have you seen the movie? For the love of God. I feel like violated that you've taken that's such a good movie. And
So I guess that's a yes.
Mark, have you seen the movie Idiocracy? I have to ask.
Mark,
Yes, I actually have. I've seen parts of it at least.
I thought that was a really funny movie.
It was a fantastic movie. It was.
Okay, so the premise of the movie is basically in the future.
America.
Are we talking about idiocracy or idiocracy?
I think both, but I think my movie's a little bit better. I feel like one of the characters in the future.
Yeah, you know what? That kind of fit pretty well. I will give you that. Let's move on.
So the premise of the movie is some guy gets frozen, but he's basically considered an average person now, and he gets frozen, and he wakes up 500 years into the future where America has changed, and the theory is that because smart people, they don't breed as often as people of lower IQ, evolution takes a turn, and that intelligence isn't a factor in how people evolved. So people just got stupider and stupider and stupider. And then when he wakes up in the future, an average person now is considered the smartest person in the world. Okay, so the premise of my would you rather is imagine you're this person who's basically going to wake up in the future 500 years from now. Would you rather live in a future where you're the smartest person in the world or one of the dumbest?
Is the future still sustaining?
Yes, I mean, let's say the future is somewhat similar to now. I guess it's a little hard because you would want to say if the future is full of smart people, it would have all this high tech stuff, and if it's full of stupid people, people would be like, opening cans with rocks.
Well, and it's like in the movie, it's been a while since I've seen it, but wasn't everybody like getting scurvy or something because they couldn't grow vegetables?
Yeah,
they were
people
trying to
were
water them with sports drinks or something.
Yeah, people were dying and like not sure. The main character in that movie was the guy who was trying to save it because everybody was dying.
He was the only one smart enough. Yeah.
Right. So it's interesting to think because if I were to be in a future where it would die without my knowledge of things, that's a lot of pressure.
It's a lot of pressure.
But that though, I mean, you'd be the savior of everyone too, and it's not like you would have to do anything incredible. You just like don't give power drinks to plants. Use water, and they're like, oh my gosh.
But power thirst is what plants crave. It wasn't even power thirst. I don't remember what it was. It was
I don't remember either.
God, what the hell was it? It was
whatever it was. I remember the sports drink sponsored the government.
Yeah, electrolytes are what plants. Everybody had the thought process that electrolytes were what plants craved. But what was that sports drink? God, I can't remember. Mondo. It was Mondo, wasn't it?
Maybe it might have been.
I think it was Mondo.
It could be.
But either way, so I need to understand if we're in a future where it's dependent on me to save it, or am I just in a future that's going to continue? I will just be the smartest person there.
Yeah, I would say like you're more the Stephen Hawking's of the now.
Okay. So
I feel like if I'm the smartest thing going, the world has real major problems.
Well, but we've already eliminated the fact of the world like dying, and that's what I'm trying to get to.
You won't be the end of the world if you're not there, but you would be much smarter than everyone. Like everything would just be obvious to you when it wouldn't be obvious to everyone else, I suppose.
Which should be extremely difficult to deal with.
But it would be difficult.
The stupidest person in the world would also be very difficult.
All right, I have an answer. Can I just give my answer?
Sure.
I want to be the smartest person because I feel like the dumbest person in any society has a lot of, like, they're going to get made fun of a lot and they're going to live with self-doubt all the time. Like, it's going to be a miserable, kind of depressive existence. Whereas you're going to have a lot of responsibilities as someone who's super smart, but it'll be fulfilling in and of itself. You're going to be a super hard worker, but you're going to work to like save the world every day. Like that's superhero stuff there.
So I would agree with you to an extent, but I believe
you should agree with me for sure because I'm the smartest person in my world.
But what you're referring to is being the smartest or being a dumb person from basically birth in your entire existence. If you were to be thwarted into a world of being like your average guy now, and then being thwarted into a world where you're the dumbest person in the world, you aren't going to take that criticism the same way you would as if you were just like quote unquote a not intelligent person. You're going to, I don't know. I think I could have fun with that, knowing that I was intellectually
just be allowed
smart,
to do anything,
like right now, and kind of in the future, all of a sudden, all these other people are going to take care of all the world's problems. I can just do whatever the hell I want. Nobody's gonna. People are just gonna chalk it up to I'm just an idiot, but I'm gonna be having a fucking hell of a good time doing it, like, because I know better.
You rather be the dumbest person, Jeff?
I don't know yet. I'm contemplating this in my head.
See, I mean, I'm surprised by you, Mike, because like you sort of have an attitude that you wouldn't do very well surrounded by a whole bunch of stupid people. Like you can hear like kids today, they're just so blah blah blah, and like people are just doing the stupidest things, and like you wouldn't be able to watch a movie in that world because you'd be like all these movies are nonsensical gibberish. I think you would be very unhappy.
But I feel like all movies are nonsensical gibberish at this point. So really nothing would change on that front.
Well, I mean, I guess in the other way around is if you're the dumbest person, all the movies would be just way over your head. You just wouldn't understand any of the plots exactly.
Although when you talk about entertainment, I remember from the movie Idiocracy, the best show on TV that everybody watched was just people getting kicked in the nuts, and that would be really funny. It was just
that I think you're mixing up movies, because in Idiocracy, the #1 movie was literally a picture of a man's ass farting. That was what they went to the theaters to see, was a big giant dude's ass, and he was farting all the time.
What about no, this was on TV. This wasn't a movie. This was on the TV. So I'm thinking about when the guy first.
Yeah.
Isn't that the show?
Yeah, I believe it was. You're right. I believe it was.
I'm pretty sure that's their #1 hit TV show, is just some guy getting kicked in the nuts over and over.
I guess, though, I have to get out of the mindset where just because I know that I'm an average person now, in the future, not being the average person, it's not necessarily that I'm going to be like, hey, I know I'm just as smart as these people are, because I'm really not anymore, and therefore I could just be that somebody who's not intelligent and can't figure it out.
Right.
It might be a whole different world. But at the same time, then being the smartest person, it'd be nice to be the smartest person, because I feel in a society like that, you could really be looked at as kind of like a god, quote unquote. But at the same time, it's going to sound really vulgar and weird to say, because there's so many other things involved in it, but just looking at it as bare raw fact of what it is, how much ass does Stephen Hawking get? Probably not too much. I mean, it's just
it's also his condition.
Well, that's why I said it's going to sound bare and vulgar. There's a lot of other things that go into it, but most.
How much you would have gotten if he wasn't a crippled? I think you would get quite a bit.
You think so?
Einstein got quite a bit, I think.
From his cousin?
Well, yes, his cousins and other.
You want to throw out the fact that Stephen Hawking's in a wheelchair? I'll throw out the fact that Albert Einstein fucked his cousin. I don't know what to say.
Well, I mean, what I mean by he's in a wheelchair is he's has very, very limited body functions.
I don't think
so I think that inhibits.
I don't think smart people, super, super, super smart people in general, are the people who are getting the tail all the time. I don't think that.
Well, think about it this way, though. If you're the smartest person, you probably can easily manipulate people to do.
Yeah, I think you could. I think you could for sure. So if you talk, even if you want to make the argument that smart people in our world aren't the biggest ladies men out there, I feel like that's because of how smart they are. They maybe have a little of the Sheldon Cooper kind of thing going on, where they're not really human emotionally speaking, but you and I would just act the same way in that future.
So I guess let me ask another follow-up question then. If in this thing that you're talking about, Mark, is it that I am my current intelligence?
Yes.
And other people are either smarter or dumber than me?
Yes. Way, way smarter or way, way dumber.
Interesting.
What I was just going to say, so maybe us, the way we act now, would read like Sheldon Cooper-ish in that world of people who are way less intelligent.
And that's possible. So you're actually saying throw ourselves into the movie Idiocracy, or the opposite is we could go to the future and everybody else has evolved and we have not.
Right. Which is actually sort of what a lot of IQ tests are saying, that just because we have to interact with so many more things on a daily basis, our IQ level is actually going up, despite what people are saying about,
I guess I would say be the dumb guy. Because if I'm my current intelligence, I think they would come out in the technology and stuff that we have currently. In the future, we're going to have such better technology. I'm just even going to succeed to being the dumb guy. I'm going to have fun as hell.
Well, okay, but you talked about getting laid. Is the super dumbest guy in the world going to get laid?
Possibly.
I doubt it.
Bars still closed at the same time.
That's true.
Alcohol still inebriates, just like it does now.
Well, I think
GHB still.
Well, really though, I think for both situations, it would be very difficult. Having a conversation or having any meaningful relationship, not just sex, but any meaningful relationship, it would be very difficult with someone that's really much more intelligent than you or much stupider than you, because you wouldn't be on the same level at all. So
Right. You wouldn't be able to have conversations.
I do feel, speaking of the relationship side, though, our carnal urges are never going to change, no matter how smart people get. And eventually people are going to come back to my level temporarily. And then, like, so I go dumb. Staying my intelligence, but being dumber than everybody else that exists.
All right. We ready? Ready for the next one?
I want to know what Mark wants.
I think I would rather be the smarter person, but I think that's because I'm vain, so it's my vanity that's the reason. Like, I would rather be looked upon highly than to look down upon.
So
and Mike, what about you?
I'll have more fun. Mike already said he wants to be the smart guy.
Yeah, I'd be smart.
So
I'd be smart for sure.
And it's really strange because I think, Jeff, you're probably the smartest of us three. So.
And I want to be the dumb guy.
You're really, really envious of us, aren't you?
I don't think I'm smarter than you guys. I think I just have more degrees behind my name, but it doesn't make me any smarter than you guys.
Okay, Mike, wow us. Wow us with yours.
All right. So this is the one I'm going to go with first. I have 3 of these. All right, so here's the scenario. You got to envision all of this, okay?
Okay.
You have a rough day at work. The boss has really been riding you about not putting sufficient cover sheets on your TPS reports. You've already been told that you are going to be required to work the weekend because of the annual inventory was off, and you will need to proofread thousands of financial documents to see where the company has a decimal point out of place. You look around at your crappy cubicle. Your desk is wobbly due to a broken leg that building maintenance swears is on their to-do list. Your coworkers are people of questionable ethics who won't hesitate to throw you under the bus if they think it will help them get ahead. Finally, the clock hits 5 and you leave for the day. You find that even after arriving at home, you still can't shake the feeling that you deserve more out of your career. I can't believe I just sat around and wrote this stuff. You decide to take a walk.
At work by chance?
You decide. No, actually, it wasn't. I've been on vacation for a long time.
Is this going to be a choice of suicide or not? This is getting depressing.
No. You find that even after arriving at home, you still can't shake the feeling that you deserve more out of your career. You decide to take a walk through your local metro park to try and clear your head. You set off at a brisk pace and find that not only have you covered almost a mile, but that you are wildly out of shape considering walking has left you winded and wanting a cheeseburger. As you begin to cross a small bridge that runs over a stream, a troll emerges from under it. He says that this is his bridge and that you can't cross without paying his toll. You wonder to yourself what kind of governmental institution allows mystical trolls to extort visitors to its property. You ask the troll to cut you some slack because of the day you already had at the office. He tells you that he has otherworldly abilities to give you the job of your dreams. No matter what the position, company, or pay scale, he can make it happen. He can also give you the ability to excel at your job so that you have no possibility of being fired. As it goes with trolls who preside under bridges, he asks for something in return. At some point in your life, unbeknownst to you, he will come back and want the thing that is most valuable to you. That thing may be a possession, a loved one, or possibly even the very job that he is giving you now. It could happen tomorrow or 70 years from now. Would you rather take the troll's offer and pay his asking price, or turn around, go home, and better the situation on your own?
So you don't know what the price is going to be?
Correct.
It could be like your life or someone's life or something like that?
It could be anything. Whatever is most valuable to you at that point in your life.
So I think what's important framing-wise is
I think I framed it pretty well.
Is that you're pretty miserable in your own situation now.
Correct.
So it's not your situation, but like,
So, I mean, for me, this is easy because I've been in that situation before, minus the mystical troll. And I've quit my job.
It's hard to come by mystical trolls now.
It is, but I've quit my job and started a new career.
But you're not your quote unquote dream job.
No, but you can always go for your dream job.
Depends on what your dream job is. I'm never going to be like a Hollywood actor.
I don't understand the point of going for your dream job if the troll might, like, not being able to be fired from it. If the troll's just going to come back and be like, I took it away from you. Like, anyway, like, it
Well,
seems...
you don't know for sure that's what he's going to do.
No, but you know it's a possibility that that's what he's going to do.
It's
He
true.
also could come back and just ask you for a sandwich, and that's like the end of...
There have been several sandwiches in my life that have been extremely valuable to me, so I could see that.
But I still think this one's easy in the fact that you go back and try to make your own situation better. I mean, I know it sounds all like weird and stoical and blah, 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 but...
Actually, I was going to go with Jeff on this one. But I guess I'm also like one of those people that haven't necessarily been stuck at a career. I don't find my job as something that I'm like stuck with. If I'm not happy with my job, I end up just quitting and going somewhere else. So I guess it depends on your personality as well. Because I know people who have jobs that feel like if I quit my job, then I'm going to be in deep trouble, so I'm stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So
this was actually the easiest of the three for me as well, which is why I led with it. And I would say the same thing as you guys. For as much as I joke about my job, I wouldn't be there if I really couldn't stand it.
So I was thinking like this, like you walk onto the bridge and you decide if you jump or not. That was really, I was like, wow, that's really depressing.
That might have been a harder choice.
Well, because I mean, I'm not miserable. So in your scenario, you are miserable, but we still have the like free choice of going back and making our lives better. Now, if you change that scenario to, would you rather go back and be stuck at your job for the rest of your life versus taking a chance with a magical troll? I think I would switch. So, I mean, how about you, Jeff? If you didn't have a chance to make your life better, this is you're stuck at this job that you dislike, but there's no chance of your life becoming worse, which is basically the question without the troll is, are you willing to like drop everything in your life and then taking a chance at something greater, even if it might have a worse outcome?
But you could still have I think the problem is you could have a worse outcome from the situation Mike put out there, because I might get fired tomorrow, or I might commit suicide tomorrow based on my unhappiness if I stayed at that job. So, I mean, if you're asking would I rather, one, stay at a job that I know would make me miserable forever, I will not die, I'll just grow an old man but hating my life, or change and do something different, then I change and do something different.
Right.
I mean,
well, and what's funny is when Mark, kind of reworded the question that way, I was about to say, but you always have, choices to go change things. But then I realized I'm talking about a story in which we're referring to a mystical troll.
What if the job that I wanted was to be a mystical troll at that very bridge, and therefore I put that dude out of business? I got my.
I was going to say that would be like asking the genie for 1,000 wishes. Scenario.
But I don't think being a troll really pays that well. Especially
It might not, but I'll never have worry about losing that job, because the guy who was going to take that job from me, I just put him out of business.
All right, we ready to move on to the next one?
Yeah,
sure.
These are so stupid. You find yourself leaving your local watering hole late at night where you've been celebrating your buddy's promotion at the local Whole Foods. You may have consumed one too many barley sodas and decide that the smart course of action will be to walk home. You take a left down an alley that's a shortcut to your apartment when a light appears in the sky above your head. Although it's the brightest light you ever recall seeing short of staring into the sun, you're still able to vaguely make out the silhouette of an alien spacecraft hovering above you. As you stand motionless, trying to process the abrupt turn the evening has taken, a tractor beam locks onto you, lifting you 500 feet into what appears to be some form of holding area. The Hollywood version of this story starts running through your head, in which you wind up the subject of sexual experimentation. After what seems like an hour of letting your imagination run wild in a horrible way, a tribe of little green men appear from a small antechamber that was behind a hidden door to your left. One of the men steps forward. Judging by his ornate clothing and elaborate headdress that resembles a crown, you assume this to be the leader of the ship. To your great relief, they are not here to harm you. Through the use of an interstellar translating machine, they say that they have been watching you for some time. They view your uncanny ability to play Minecraft in marathon sessions as a sign of unparalleled stamina. In their existence as long-distance galactic travelers, stamina is the most desirable trait that one can possess. They want to make you their supreme leader. In this role, you will want for nothing. All needs will be provided for. You will return to their home planet of Xylor and spend the rest of your days in the World Palace located on luxurious Mount Cuthbar. You will have an army of Xylorian butlers and maids at your beck and call. You begin to accept the terms when you become aware of a window behind you that looks out the back of the ship. You are moving fast. They then reveal the downside to their proposition. Ignorance to the human race is imperative to the aliens. You will never be able to communicate with another human again. Everyone you've ever known will be a distant memory. All your family and friends will never hear from you or even be allowed to know your whereabouts or well-being. They also tell you that should you refuse their offer, you will immediately be transferred to their human experimentation wing, where you will be probed in all horrible ways imaginable before being sent back to your home world. Would you rather leave everything behind and live in absolute comfort on an alien planet, or become a human pincushion but ultimately return to your friends and family?
I think you should have switched this story around, and you had to become the human pincushion to become this ultimate leader, because I was already going the leader route, and that just even like that's like the hammer in the coffin right there. That I'm like, there's no way I'm going back.
So I guess for Mike, it'd be a little different because you do have kids, right?
Yeah, I think I would come home for sure.
Right, and basically it'd be who are you willing to abandon, and I think the question without the sexual,
without the whole sex part.
I don't know. I think I would probably just go on the trip and become their deity or whatever.
There's no question in my mind I'd be on that trip. I'd be gone.
What's funny is what Jeff said. I had so many like moving parts to this one that I actually added the whole pincushion part like late after I had already written this one.
Was it because you thought everybody was going to come home?
Yeah, I was trying to
Absolutely. If you put the pincushion side on the being king side, I'd probably be sitting here and contemplating and then telling myself that it's only one time, it's only one day, and then I'll be the king forever. Like, I could deal with being the pincushion for a day.
Well, and I also thought about maybe along with the pincushion part, adding at the end like some memory erasing device that you won't know that it happened or remember any of it.
Okay.
I don't know. I don't know if that makes it better or worse. But
I see the part about the being king on some other planet because of my Minecraft skills as like the ultimate, like the troll gave me my wish. It all comes full circle.
Right. Yeah, I guess, there's that that part where your family and friends won't know what actually happened to you, which seems cruel thing to do to your family and friends, but no.
You'd be sitting pretty on Colfar or whatever it was.
I mean, and I like some Colfar.
It was Xylor.
And Xylor too. I like them both.
On Mount Cuthbar. That's what it was.
Sounds good. They have good skiing there.
It might be methane.
I mean, so it
Other
might
than-
smell a little bit, is what you're saying?
Right. Might smell. Don't fall down, probably. Might.
Dave,
You get used to it though, right? We get used to everything.
Sure. Yeah, you build a tolerance to stuff. All right, you ready for the last one?
Ready.
All right. You're browsing the dry cereal aisle in your local grocery store. You're weighing the pros and cons between Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Cocoa Puffs when Steven Spielberg notices your thoughtful consideration. He reveals to you that his secret to success was closely related to his careful and deliberate breakfast choices. He goes on to tell you that he is considering retirement from the entertainment industry and sees your like-mindedness as divine guidance in finding someone to take over his movie empire. He will forever take over as president of the empire and have final say over all decisions, but will mostly remain hands-off and leave you to run things as you choose. You happily give him your contact information, and he tells you that he'll contact you as soon as he gets back to LA, and he begins to turn away. Suddenly he stops, turns back to you, and says that there's a catch. He tells you that in order to make sure you are loyal to his ideals, he will need your first act as CEO to be a charitable one. It just so happens that he is close personal friends with Caitlyn Jenner. He says she has been in the dumps lately as the pressures of the national media spotlight have been weighing heavily on her. It would kill two birds with one stone for Mr. Spielberg if he could not only find someone who will easily continue to drive his multi-billion-dollar corporation and also be a suitable companion for his dear friend Caitlyn. It will not only be a business agreement, but also an affair of the heart, as you will have your job duties coupled with a marriage contract that you will be signing. This contract will be binding for as long as you hold your position and is non-negotiable. Would you rather take over a life of fame and riches while simultaneously compromising your beliefs and marrying Caitlyn Jenner, or stay at your current station in life with little chance to achieve anywhere near the level of notoriety or wealth?
So, flaw with this is you state that it would compromise my beliefs.
Well, if you're gay, I guess that's one thing, but I know you too.
Just because I'm not gay doesn't mean it would compromise my beliefs. Caitlyn Jenner's a woman, correct?
No,
I mean, how politically correct do you want to get in this situation?
I guess technically.
I mean, you could do a lot worse. Like, if you were to put, like, Caitlyn Jenner, RuPaul, Willem, somebody like that in there, I mean, that's all just kind of like random fame notoriety for these very attractive, not women, you know, type of deals. You could have done a lot worse, and Menthog found the worst, most hideous, like, sex change, transgender, like, ridiculousness that you could have come out with. You all of a sudden have a very famous celebrity that the whole world backs up that would be your sexual partner for as long as you have a contract, or as long as you keep this position where you're already going to gain all this fame. You could go into it for a week and leave and have all this fame and fortune come under you.
That's true, but then you're going to look like the ultimate villain because you only stuck around for a week.
Or just be around long enough to make a bad movie that nobody wants to see, and then, like, step down, resign, like, I made Star Wars 15. Oh, sorry, guys. We brought back Jar Jar Binks. And just, like, I'll step down from my position now. That was a big mistake.
Yeah, they probably still got paid pretty significant for Jar Jar Binks.
So for me, it's so odd because what bothers me is I don't really like Caitlyn Jenner, not as a transsexual, but as just sort of a person.
As a person?
I just don't really like her. She seems like she's overly entitled, and, like, it's a kind of thing where, you know, even if she was born a woman and she, you know, looks similar or even better than, even as good looking as, you know, some of the other Kardashians, I don't think just the personality of having to be married to that person would be very difficult, I think, in the choice.
You take marriage way too sacredly, Mark. I'm not, you know, you Christians are all the same.
Well, and maybe that is the case. Well, actually, I don't. Mark, do you even align yourself with being a Christian anymore?
I align myself with being not particularly religious. Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of.
I mean, to do a really quick wrap up of my belief, I believe that a lot of Christians do not act the way that they pretend to say they are. So,
Oh, sure.
That's, how I view a lot of religion now.
But see, so things that you're saying about this situation, though, Mark, Mike said that you are entered into this marriage contract as well. Doesn't mean you can't cheat on your wife.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just saying in this situation right here, it's not saying that you have a no affair clause or something like that it would ruin everything. Like if you're doing this, putting up with quote unquote Caitlyn Jenner, in your opinion,
well, you don't have to
actually
actually
be a
have
faithful person.
You don't have to even have sex with her. You can have a marriage without any relationship, really.
Very true.
Sure.
Very true.
So basically, what you're asking, Mike, is to be known to be married to her, and that's the downside, or like what's the real big downside?
That's where I'm going with this thing, is I don't think there's that big of a downside. Even if you hate Caitlyn Jenner or hate the fact of being with somebody who used to be a man, I could deal with that for like the other fame and fortune it's going to bring to my career and livelihood.
Yeah, there's kind of a lot of moving parts to this. Like,
just depends on what kind of, like, you're a family man. I'm not necessarily a family man. I'm not married. I'm with somebody, but it doesn't mean that I can't think of this situation as in a, hey, I'm in this marriage, quote unquote.
I think the real question is, what cereal do you pick out? The Cocoa Puffs or the...
Cinnamon Toast Crunch for sure. It's not close.
I do like Cocoa Puffs. Cinnamon Toast Crunch is pretty childish and good, though. As well.
It's very good. It's very good. See, for me, like, I mean, everybody needs money. Like, I get that. But the fame part of that sounds awful to me. Like, that's not really appealing at all.
Dude, I disagree completely.
What's that?
I disagree completely with that statement.
Well, right, and that's one of the moving parts, is depending on where you're at. Like, I don't want people to paparazzi following me around, taking pictures that sounds like my worst nightmare.
We talked about in the last episode with Zuckerberg leaving a legacy. You have no legacy now. You have a legacy then. Whether that's a good legacy or not, anybody who says your name will forever know you as the person who was married to Caitlyn Jenner.
That's true. I'm not concerned with leaving a legacy, except for my family, maybe.
It's really weird because I was saying earlier that, like, it's my vanity that I want to be considered the smartest person, but at the same time, having a legacy or having popularity or something like that doesn't really influence me that much.
See, that's kind of funny for me because I wanted to be the dumb guy, but I'm all about the vanity for like marrying Caitlyn Jenner. So I don't know. Can we take some random correlation with all of this?
Well, that's maybe for another podcast because we got to get out of here, guys. So
okay.
Hope you all enjoyed the Would You Rather game.
And let us know what you would rather do in these situations. I'd be curious.
Yeah, please do. I really look forward to hearing those, actually. So, all right, guys.
Thanks, everybody.
See you later.
Whenever I answer the phone, I'm like, hello.
What pissed you off?
It's a great argument to have.
I love my mom, but I think she's half crazy for doing that.
How dare you?
Do you work with your girlfriend, Mark? Or your wife, Mark?
I keep them separated. Sometimes I call people, they don't answer the phone. I'm like,
wrong number, click.
Well, he's not that smart. Sometimes he sounds like he knows what he's doing.
yeah.
Go.
Therefore, you're an ass, and I don't want to talk to you anymore.
Yeah, but what do we know?